So this is another Harry Potter illustration that I finished recently. From the first book, chapter 5. Here is the drawing, it's Draco Malfoy. And here is the process of coming up with the drawing. I went with the second pose, Draco trying the wizard robes and looking in the mirror. I used tempera for these sketches. And in the other side of the paper, I drew the composition bigger to see the colors I wanted to use. Yep, I did the drawing already before filming. On this one I tried to use warmer colors. So using egg tempera, I start applying the first base of color. And I'm just trying to get the main values first, using red as underpainting. Because, like I said, I want this illustration to be warmer than my previous ones, just for a change. I like to try different ways sometimes in painting. Also, when you read books, you see certain scenes and images in your head. When I read this part, I did see the interior of the clothing shop as warm tone in my mind, and I just wanted to portray that. This is the part when Harry goes to shop for his wizard robe and he meets Draco Malfoy in the shop trying wizard robes too and getting them adjusted. So I included the seamstress in the illustration and gave him a pose of him checking how the robe is looking in the mirror. In real life, if you get your hem fixed, you wouldn't be moving around, since they need to see if it's straight. But for the illustration, I went with this pose just to add some interest, some movement. I started painting his face using watered egg tempera, so I can build the color and values gradually. And also started painting the hair. For the dark values, I decided to use dark brown on the robe instead of black at the moment. I just want to continue the warm tones, and black is very cool in comparison to the dark brown. So for now I'm just working with that. Since this is before they go to Hogwarts and get sorted into their houses, I didn't add any Slytherin symbols or green color on the robe. It's just a standard black uniform at the moment. This illustration is also backlit. I'm in a backlit mood lately. When painting the seamstress, I added more opaque color at the start. Since she's just a random character in the piece, I don't mind following the pencil sketch as much. On Malfoy, on the other hand, I did try to stick with the drawing I did of him. I also start adding darker details on the face and hands. On the wizard robe, I built the values using watered down paint. I feel like I can control the values better this way. And unlike my previous Potter painting, I'm not jumping straight on the opaque paint. I also work a bit on the stool he is standing on. And in the background, I have added some elements to show it's a clothing store. So I added these big rolls of fabric and also some flat fabric on the table at the back. I do like the background and how it's just hinted at, not drawing every single element of the store. But I feel like I should have made a better design on the mirror. When I thought about it, I wanted a mirror with natural elements like leaves on the metal frame. However, since it's not a major piece in the painting, I didn't spend too much time thinking about it. And I think it created problems for the painting later on, because I didn't have a clear image of what I really wanted to paint. Anyways, I tried to make it work and add some details using small brush strokes on the frame. I just feel like it could have been better if I had taken the time to design the mirror. I am starting to add even more darker values. And I am making it by using dark brown, black and red, just to keep to the color palette I had chosen. The seamstress is pretty much finished. I gave her small darker details on the face and hair. And I like the painterly look she has. Like she's not too overly rendered. Then I spent some time trying to fix that mirror. And then I added some detail work on the background elements, just adding some darker contact shadows. And slowly I managed to darken his wizard robe. Still using a mix of red, brown and black, so it's not too stark in comparison to the rest of the colors of the painting. And this is the final look. Except for the mirror, I do like the end result. I am happier with this one than with my previous one. Thank you for watching and leave a like to help an artist out. For my next illustration, I'm thinking I may try some mixed media. Maybe pastels and egg tempera, just to add a bit more texture on my pieces.